I can't believe what I just experienced with White Snake. This is without a doubt one of the most frightening stands and most shocking moments I think JoJo has delivered. If you needed any more of a hook to want to see the end of Stone Ocean, the idea of can they bring Jotaro back by getting his stand-in memory disc, is there a possibility to revive the soul? Holy shit. I don't know, maybe it's just like misinformation that I'm remembering from over the years, but I thought this boy, was gonna be a-okay throughout every single part. I was not expecting by episode 5 to see one of my favorite characters go out Joseph style, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe what I'm experiencing here. Like, this is shocking, it's a great hook, but you at the very least have a badass with Jolene who can aura her way throughout that prison. The fact that she didn't run away, the fact that she's going back for her father's murderer, I mean, shit. That was insane. Like, episode 6 was great too, with Kiss and everything like that. With, honestly, Hermes, I'm really enjoying her character as well, but episode 5 was the cream of the crop out of those 2 episodes. I really thought that it wasn't just going to be a very easy way out of that room, because after yesterday's video, I was talking about how, seemingly he wasn't waking up when she was using her stand. But I also kind of forgot that, our boy is kind of a badass, and unlike her, she's, not really familiar with this type of stuff, where our boy, Jotaro is kind of very honed into that, so he can very much recognize what's a dream probably very quicker than her. So the fact that they were able to get out of that, I just wasn't expecting that he would sucker punch his daughter into the door lock to get through. But hey, sometimes tough love is in order. But it was just really cool because the cool part of the mystery I found with yesterday's episodes that I covered was that it was uncertain what we were seeing, how much was real or fake, because, there's some sort of weather object in the air that can predict the airflow. That's a really cool stand for a sniper, but was that all a misdirect? And seemingly no, there was actually 2 stands at play, one of which was using John here, who is an amazing sniper for sure. Wasn't expecting him to just get sniped the way he did. But it's interesting because the reason it was so believable, because it perfectly replicated what his stand actually was. So there was never a chance of second guessing that there was some goop monster in the vent that was trying to screw over with your dreams and pretty much steal arguably one of, if not the most powerful stands that this man's ever going to come into contact with. I mean, being able to freeze time is not something to laugh at or scoff at. So it's interesting because really watching those episodes, I think many people are going to find themselves in the same boat I was. Really not second guessing, even though there was clearly misdirects, because it felt believable. And the fact that there was 2 stands, I mean, that was insane. Once the gunshots were there and we very much saw his disc get removed, I had a feeling they were building up to it, but there was just something in the back of my mind saying they're not going to commit to it. For some reason, there's no way, right? If this was closer to the end or the middle, I was willing to buy it, but I was in this disbelief. And to see the cliffhanger they decided to go with, and the fact that this is a girl who is not going to abandon someone who helped her. This kid, we get introduced to Emporio, right? The idea that that bone was actually his mother, and just the fact that you have a soul-stealing scumbag in these walls, and that this prison, I guess, is going to be the setting for the story, because I thought there was going to be a jailbreak in a few episodes. I just wasn't expecting her to go back in, not only to try to hopefully bring her father back, but also take revenge for the bullshit that's been going on. Incredibly well directed and emotional, and honestly, I think this is one of the best hooks that JoJo has ever done, because you're probably sitting in such disbelief saying there's no way this is actually going to go down, and then it does, and even after seeing his lifeless body in the water, I was like, nah, they ain't gonna commit to this, and I was just like, wow, that was incredibly well done, probably one of my favorite JoJo episodes. Episode 5, that is. I really, really enjoyed that one. When it came to episode 6, I really enjoyed focusing back on Hermes because she's a cool character, and I was curious what was her stand gonna be. And it's interesting to see the name they decided to go with, the publishers, that is. I think they called it Smack. I thought for Kiss, because Gene Simmons of all people would sue the hell out of it for sure. There's some bands like Foo Fighters where you probably they wouldn't care, but certain people like Prince and Gene Simmons, they have suing, it's just in their genes. So I thought maybe they'd go with Smooch or something, not Smack, but I digress. But it's a cool ability. The idea of basically whatever the stickers kind of get placed on, it duplicates, and when you remove it, it can kind of go back in. So there's some cool combat abilities that you could do, like the idea with the janitor with the mop that she duplicated, so when he walked away, it came in and just like knocked him out. I just wasn't expecting this dude to be a suicidal bastard, and at first I was like, okay, he's creepy, but then you see the idea that he accidentally killed someone who was jumping, and then he got blamed for like first-degree murder. I was like, okay, I still don't like the guy, but I can understand how he might go crazy. And then he's like, you know what, I'm going to kill this beautiful girl with me and I'll live with her in eternity. I was like, well, I take back what I was kind of thinking. Yeah, this dude's just pure evil. I was right there with her. And it was cool because there was so many goofy moments, but it was both frightening and hilarious. I love the drowning sequence where he's like trying to drown his head, and then like she's pretty much having the same thing. Duplicates her nose so she can actually breathe. Super creative. Or the idea of the electricity and everything like that, like duplicating the heads, and then it's just so cool. The way JoJo's stands are continuing to evolve, I mean, I really think around part 4, they really started getting their momentum going, and part 5 came in, and I was like, holy shit, like, if this is the type of quality I'm going to see going forward, there's never going to be a bad stand. And so far with part 6, I don't think there's been a bad stand. They're really cool, even for the minor antagonists. I mean, Highway to Hell was like the perfect name for that. I really dug. And just everything like that. But White Snake is definitely the thing that has my mind the most excited and terrified. I mean, the characters seemingly are really cool. I'm liking all the main side casts that seemingly have been introduced, and even those minor antagonists or maybe minor ally frenemy sort of things. I'm really enjoying it. I mean, it's just a really well polished show. Great opening still, love listening to the ending as I'm making the thumbnail, just everything about it is just really well done. With 6 more episodes left for me to watch and 3 more videos, I think the thing I'm curious about is how big of a cliffhanger episode 12 is going to leave me. Please no spoilers, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people who are watching these videos daily, already have binged all 12 episodes available. But I'm excited because something like episode 5's ending, that feels like an episode 12 cliffhanger to me, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't expecting something, if they were going to commit to that so early. So I'm curious to see what type of, like, stopping point there will be, because there's definitely ways I could see it feeling satisfying every 3 months or so we get 12 episodes. But I think just exploring more of the prison will be a very fun idea, because the prison really does add so many new bells and whistles, the limitations of where characters can go. I mean, look at episode 6, right? The idea of someone who, because stand users are kind of connected to each other, they're lured like magnets. So the idea of if someone has the ability to kill themselves and it forces them to kill you as well, I mean, you can only run so far, and as we saw with Hermes, she couldn't run that far. So there's a lot of limitations, but at the same time, we're going to build probably a really creative cast of allies on top of an equally kind of frightening or batshit insane cast of enemies. And I mean, at the very least, I guess we're gonna have a payday of 5,000 if episode 6 ending is anything to be believed. But I mean, this one's good. I mean, I think the thing with JoJo is even the parts that people may have initially read that they didn't like is either probably because of bad translations or because sometimes the abilities are hard to comprehend on a standard image. But once you get that anime production with everything, you start to comprehend what's going on a lot easier, and with pacing and music and everything like that, it seems like no one dislikes the JoJo part once the anime officially comes out, which is awesome to see. But let me know your thoughts and feelings either on episode 5 or 6 down below. Keep it to those episodes, as I will continue to have more episode reviews coming out over the days, and we can talk about those other episodes there. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new around here. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.